Our top story tonight, President Trump slamming Attorney General Sessions for using the Inspector General to investigate what are obvious abuses of the FISA courts and the politically motivated surveillance by the Obama FBI and Department of Justice. President Trump tweeted this, asking, why is AG Jeff Sessions asking the Inspector General to investigate potentially massive FISA abuse? Will take forever, has no prosecutorial power, and already late with reports on Comey, etc. Isn't the IG an Obama guy? Why not use Justice Department lawyers? Disgraceful. Sessions responded to the president's criticism with yet more passive-aggressive ambiguity. The Attorney General issued this statement. He said, quote, we have initiated the appropriate process that will ensure complaints against this department will be fully and fairly acted upon if necessary. As long as I am the Attorney General, I will continue to discharge my duties with integrity and honor, and this department will continue to do its work in a fair and impartial manner according to the law and Constitution. Our first guest tonight has called for AG Sessions to step down. He's one of 13 congressmen who today sent a letter to Sessions demanding a second special counsel to investigate the FISA court abuses and seeking answers, all 13 congressmen, as to why Hillary Clinton's investigation ended and the Trump-Russia probe began. Joining us tonight, Congressman Jim Jordan. He serves as a member of the House Judiciary and Oversight Committees. He's also a member of the influential House Freedom Caucus, as well as co-founder of that caucus. Good to have you with us, Congressman.
You too, Lou. Good to see you.
It's great to see you. Let's start with Jeff Sessions. He called for his resignation. He issues a statement in response to the president's criticism. Your reaction to both?
Every single day it becomes more and more obvious we need a second special counsel. That's why we called for it a long time ago. That's why we called for it again today. It is obvious you need. I don't like special counsels, but you have to have one to get. Jeff Sessions doesn't know where his recusal stops and starts. Robert Mueller, he's inherently compromised, I think, with his background with the FBI looking into all this. So you have to name a second special counsel. What I would suggest is pick someone from outside the swamp. Pick some retired federal judge from Oklahoma, Iowa, somewhere, and have them come in and do an investigation the way it should be done. And I think when that happens, there's a much better chance that whatever conclusions he or she reaches, the American people will accept those conclusions.
The issue of a second special counsel, when this one has created so much turmoil and at the very least conflict, not only between the president, of course, and the Republican Party and the Democrats, but this thing is upside down. It makes no sense. And one would, I think, have to at least consider what a mess this first special counsel is before appointing a second.
Yeah, well, I think the second special counsel should look at all this. I mean, but mostly focus in on the dossier. And, you know, we had Congressman Schiff's a memo come out, and I think all it did was reinforce and buttress the Republican memo from a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right.
I mean, they said, well, Congressman Schiff said, well, the FBI was already looking into Christopher Steele, and they didn't really need the dossier. Well, then why didn't you get the warrant beforehand? Why'd you wait till you had the dossier? And why did you lead with the dossier on the application to the FISA court? So I think every argument that they raised really didn't in any way refute what we had said about this dossier was the key reason they were able to go to the court and get a warrant to spy on an American associated with the Trump campaign, and it should not work that way.
Let me ask you this. You have called for Sessions' resignation. The president is obviously beside himself, infuriated with a man that he appointed who is defying him and defying reason itself. Sessions is not even making sense. In talking about honor and integrity and discharging his duties, there should be no question about honor and integrity. He has a responsibility and a duty, and the only way he can maintain integrity is to fulfill that duty.
Yeah. I don't know why they don't investigate what took place at the FISA court. When you go to the court, you're supposed to present the whole truth. What they took to the court was this dossier all dressed up like it was legitimate intelligence. We know that it wasn't. Salacious, unverified dossier, Jim Comey's words, not our words. They took it to the court, got a warrant to spy on a fellow American. They didn't tell the court who paid for it. When you read the paragraph where the Democrats say, well, yeah, they did say it was, they talk about source one, person two, the most convoluted way. So they didn't clearly tell the court who paid for this dossier, namely the Clinton campaign and the Democrat National Committee. And you know what they also didn't tell the court? They didn't tell them that they had discontinued their relationship with Christopher Steele because he violated a fundamental principle. He went to the press and told him he was working with the FBI. And yet the FBI did not disclose that to the court, but continued to use his work product, this dossier. So, of course, Attorney General Sessions should investigate this. But if he doesn't want to, at least name a second special counsel, which we've all called for. At least do that so we can get to the bottom of it.
It's extraordinary. And the clock is running out. Chairman Devin Nunes of the House Intelligence Committee demanding answers from the three principal leaders of the Obama intelligence apparatus. What's going to happen here?
Well, Devin has been tough on this, and I appreciate the work of the chairman. He sent 10 questions, 10 key questions like, when did you get the dossier? Who did you share it with? Who did you get it from? Did you talk to the president? Who did you talk to? Did you talk to the press? 10 important questions to 24 people. Most of them in the Obama administration, some probably still at the FBI. So those 10 questions and the answers are due this Friday. And Devin has said, if you don't give me the answers, because we're going to get to the bottom of this one way or the other, if you don't give me the answers, we're going to subpoena you. And that's exactly the way it should work. If they're not going to comply and give us the answers that the American people are entitled to, when something this fundamental, a dossier was taken, a campaign opposition research document was taken to a secret court to get a secret warrant to spy on an American citizen, and you're not going to give us answers to how all that happened, you deserve a subpoena, and Chairman Nunes has been clear about this. So right now, that's what we're waiting on Friday, what kind of answers we get back. And for people who don't send us back those answers, Chairman Nunes is going to issue subpoenas.